So for the first question, what individuals or groups would be most likely to advocate for your selected issue? Just a short recap, I personally believe that with my healthcare policy, which is focused on Kaiser discriminating against individuals who use cannabis, despite it becoming legal in the state, that I could potentially find cannabis community organizations, such as like local collectives, to fund the productions of campaigns against Kaiser's policy. And I believe that once portrayed in the media, I could escalate the issue with attorneys and bring this issue to the court system, so possibly even judicial legislative branch, so California judges. I could also start a grassroots movement and create my own group fighting for this cause, and I would begin this step after gathering investors from the collectives, so I could create those campaigns and also create a Facebook, Twitter, as social media is such a huge tool, and then create a group through there and even create events for that. And that would also help the movement grow. Question 2, what might their interests be beyond the scope of the specific policy health issue? The collectives would be interested in funding pro-cannabis measures, as this could help them get their name in the media and also help grow their business while supporting their personal beliefs. The attorneys would also be getting publicity through these efforts and potentially win like a lot of money through these lawsuits. The judges would be forced to address the issue via the court system, and that would be a huge conflicting view. And if they believe in the cause, they could be the deciding factor in approving the movement to allow Kaiser patients to use cannabis. The individuals joining the Facebook group would be showing support through like the grassroots movement, and that would be through the social media shares and getting the issue out there for everyone to see and help the movement grow. Question 3. Is there any overlap or mutual goals between these individuals, groups, and Sister Song or other reproductive health justice advocates? So although my target group is focused on the controversial topic of cannabis, I did see a lot of like overlapping features. So in the Sister Song group, they said the Sister Song group was created by women of 4 mini communities who came together and who recognized that we have the right and responsibility to represent ourselves and our communities in the equally compelling need to advance the perspectives and needs of women of color. So I really resonated with that, and I do see some similar features in some of the groups I would be having as advocates for my policy. And that's because it goes back to the fact that, doctors are given the opportunity to discriminate against their patients with these drug screens by forcing them to take them. And that's really interfering with them getting life-saving medications and then making them choose their medication or cannabis. And this also, goes back into that social system of the worthy versus the unworthy, and allows these organizations the opportunity to take patients off their medications based on their discretion, and enforces the systematic oppression of individuals in poverty. So the individuals involved in fighting Kaiser's policies would definitely have similar goals to the Sister Song group, and they would be fighting systems like Kaiser's discriminatory practices against individuals using cannabis. And question 4, can you identify a specific example of groups working in coalition for policy advocacy practice? So, I didn't really know any before this, but I did Google some pro-cannabis advocacy groups, and I found one that was really awesome, and it's called the Doctors for Cannabis Regulation, or short DFCR. It's a 501c3 nonprofit, and they're an international educational organization comprising physicians, researchers, and government officials who are dedicated to the legalization, taxation, and regularization of cannabis in the United States and around the world. And they focus on, unbiased practice, so developing research that is unbiased and just showing statistics. And they really are against the criminalization of weed. And it really resonated with me, this group, because this Doctors for Cannabis Regulation group could really get behind the cause and help in taking down Kaiser for those discriminatory policies they created which makes it so, patients have to choose, and it's really wrong that they're forced to choose between their medication or cannabis even though it's legal. So that is it for today.